You know, somebody sent me an email with a very good point. I've done a lot of episodes about knives. I've never done anything about cutting boards. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about another important tool in your kitchen is your cutting board, because it certainly has a direct impact, I guess that's a pun, on your knife. The cutting boards can be this polyethylene cutting board, plastic type cutting boards. I've seen people that have marble and very hard items, and wooden cutting boards. If you're looking for a wooden cutting board, they certainly look great in your home. They look a lot better than this industrial kind of thing does, but it entails a lot of care and good selection. Now, when you look for a wooden cutting board, you're going to either find an end grain board or a flat grain board. And if you're familiar with wood, just think about a 2x4. The end grain is when you look at the end of the 2x4. This is all the bristles this way, if you will. And like a dart board, like a good dart board, you throw the dart in there, you pull the dart out, and the bristles come back together. If you throw a dart in a wall, it leaves the hole when you take it out. It doesn't come back together. The difference between end grain and flat grain is this metaphor I'm using for throwing a dart. So an end grain cutting board is generally better than a flat grain cutting board. In your home, if you want to spend a good amount of money and a good amount of time caring for your end grain wooden cutting board, knock yourself out. You're welcome to do it. Not as attractive but easier, these polyethylene boards, and we use them here in the cooking school. I got a deal on white ones. But a recommendation, whether you have a wooden board or a polyethylene board, you want to make sure that you always have one for fresh items like vegetables and one for raw items like meat. So we avoid this cross-contamination. You'd never want to cut a raw piece of meat, obviously, and then come through and make your salad with the lettuce. And to be even more safe, keeping them entirely separate, entirely different cutting boards. Sanitizing your cutting board can be done in many different ways. I generally recommend, and if you go back to the kitchen sanitation episode, a bucket of water with 2 drops of bleach. Get yourself a test strip if you want at the local restaurant supply, but 2 or 3 drops in a gallon of water will be fine. Put it in a spray bottle, spray your cutting board down. I keep this at my home, as well as here at Savor Hospitality we keep bleach bottles around as well. If you're not crazy about chlorine chemicals, vinegar can be done as well. Straight 100% white distilled vinegar on a cloth, wipe down your cutting board. Vinegar will sanitize your board as well. Lastly, when you get odors on your cutting board, you cut a lot of onions, you cut a lot of garlic, things like that, and your board starts to smell, here's some ways to get rid of that smell. First, coarse kosher salt. Got it right the first time. I usually trip on that. Bunch of salt on there and a wet towel, and it works as sandpaper, as well as, remember, salt absorbs liquids. It'll pull a lot of that bad smell out of there, a coarse salt. You can add some baking soda to that as well, or straight baking soda has an abrasive effect and will pull those the bad smells out as well. Lemon juice works, vinegar works as well, but if you have a relatively inexpensive board like these do, and they start to smell and get knife ridges in them and stuff like that, get rid of them. Hey, I'm so glad you're here at the end of the video. That means you liked it, and it might have solved a problem for you. I'd love to have you join my cooking community, and to do that, all you have to do is subscribe with a button to your right. This way, you'll be among the first to know about my new videos. And if you liked this video, leave me a comment below. And then look to your right. There are going to be more videos that are just as valuable as this one to your cooking journey. Remember, it's not what you cook, it's how you cook that makes all the difference.